November 9th. So let us get in and do your general spread and see what's coming up for you, my dear Gemini. Shout out to Moxie Munford, my favorite Gemini on the planet. I got a Gemini moon in my life, so. Aho, Gemini! Okay, here we go. Gemini feels as if everything is moving too quickly for them right now. So this first card here, Eight of Cups. So relationships, decisions, it feels like everything's moving too quickly. We have the Chariot card. So the Chariot card, even though it has to do with travel and vehicles, etc., moving, the card for the Chariot can talk to us about intensity. And if you look really closely at this card, there's two horses going different directions, right? And the person that's driving the Chariot is seeing very little in front of them, or they have a far distance to go, and what they're having to do is use a lot of strength and focus in order to get things to go in the direction they want them to. Now, a lot of things have to do with emotions for you right now. We have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords, one, I call it my bitch card in the other deck, in the moon reading deck, the Mystic Dreamer, because it talks to us about having to say things sharply. But the Queen of Swords in this deck really plays with the idea of walking away from things that don't serve us. If you notice, there's a dead tree behind her. The sword of decision making is over her head, and she's kind of in a defensive position. So what she's caused to do here is to really take a stand for herself and set some boundaries. We have the Queen of Cups, so this is all emotional decisions. King of Wands, the Magician, and anxiety. Look, so the Magician's about talking. So it almost feels as if you're talking things to death, or, you know, you're just kind of exhausted with having to give your opinion or bring value to things right now. You've got the Ten of Wands, which is anxiety. The Seven of Coins is a transformation. Now we are coming through the Scorpio season. So what's happening with that is a lot of transformations that are going on. We have the Seven of Coins, right? So money is part of the issue. We have money coming your way, Ace of Coins and the Six of Wands. That happened for us with Aries, but in a different placement. Ace of Coins is a new beginning. So you're going to be turning a corner here. Your gut is telling you this. However, we have the Moon card, right? And the Moon card, it has to do with secrets, emotions, fear, secrets of like discovery, right? Like learning things that you really rather would not know, or not exactly devastating news, but feeling as if there's this recognition of how far you've come. Okay, I always love to talk about this here. We have the flow, the water going on behind her, right? And then we have these two pillars of knowledge, our past and our future. We've got the moon, and in this moon are two Pisces fish, right? Where our emotions rest, where our heart is. And she's looking at where she's been and where she's going. And we have the crab at the bottom here, which is fear. So sometimes there's things that we have to do. We have to tell our husband we're pregnant, or leaving him, or we want to quit our job or go back to school, and having to make these announcements for ourselves feels like we're awkward and, you know, exposed, and it's a vulnerable thing to experience. But I see the High Priestess in play. So your gut is really driving a lot of your decisions right now, and it's telling you how to move forward and what to drive toward. We see the Knight of Coins. I don't know if it's impulsive spending or just feeling as if things are nickel and diming you to death. You're feeling as if every 2 seconds money's coming out of your pocket. I did pull an extra card on accident, sorry. But I have the Two of Coins, which is exchange of money. So you might be finding that you're working for someone else that's going to find great value in what it is you have to offer. So even though this looks a little chaotic, especially with the Ten of Coins, which is anxiety, right? We've got this card where we're overwhelmed and he's got his hands over his ears. I just can't take anymore, right? So, but what I see is that not perpetuating. So I don't see depression coming of it. I do see the Hermit card where you want to break, and you're feeling a little isolated or out of touch with a lot of the things that are going on with certain people right now. So the Ten of Wands is all about anxiety, and the Hermit with withdrawal. So if you have to withdraw, even if it's for a day to recuperate, I don't care if it's a 1 hour or a bath or going outside or taking a walk, I feel that Gemini would do well with a disconnect or a little reset if at all possible, because exhaustion is going to kick in if you aren't able to have some relief here. My worry here is for the Page of Swords, which is short temper. So if you don't take a little action, you might find yourself a little short of resources in order to deal with some of this stuff. So give yourself an opportunity to take a step back and have a little better objective when it comes to some of these situations, especially when it's people you care about. I am going to pull a card from Mystic Dreamer. And we're going to do your moon reading. So Gemini moon, let's see what's going on with you. My Gemini moon. It's funny to me, I always shuffle, but they come out so similar to what themes are going on. Astrologically. I left a whole word out. Three of Swords. Miscommunication or not feeling as if your words are landing correctly, or not that you're getting through to people. I'm seeing the Seven of Wands. Defensiveness. You desperately want to help someone right now, and you're not sure how. You've got the Hangman, delays, things are feeling stuck, so emotionally you're not feeling as if you're moving anything. Again, we have that Moon card. Here's the thing about Gemini right now. We've got both the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So what that tells me is the Queen of Wands is about our appearances, how people perceive us. I'm not going to be seen without my hair done, or I can't let anybody know that this drama is going on, because what will their opinion be of me? And sometimes this is people who like to be bougie. Think of the Instagram models, like they're all up front, but they're never any depth, right? I'm not saying that everyone does selfies is all about being seen, but this is about that shield that you put up, the image that you put up to prevent people from seeing the real you. Or sometimes it can be the thing you're striving for. But with the Ten of Cups in play, the Ten of Cups is a perfect image, right? It's perfect fantasy, perfect scenario. It's the wife and the husband and the one child and all of that interesting little dynamics of how we think things should look. But this card also brings us a little tone of fantasy, right? So how hard are we holding on to our expectations and our fantasy of what things should look like? Or think about this in the tone of the Queen of Wands, which is what things look like. Are you telling a different story to others because you want to give the platitudes, and so that you don't let anybody know what's going on around you? Because right now I'm picking up that Gemini is feeling like shit show central, feeling defensive, feeling stuck. Okay, just a little bit. What I have here for you though is the Hermit card. That's isolation and also evidence. What's interesting about the evidence card is this is your time to start collecting information before you go moving forward. And you also have the Justice card, which is judgment and consequence. So someone's karma or your karma, like looking at what is going to be the outcome, actually doing the math, you know, with situations and scenarios, and leaning in a little bit. I can say that Gemini really feels overly emotional lately with the Knight of Cups. So it's not quite so inexperienced, but just feeling as if they're overwhelming. Think of what it's like when you're a teenager and it's just that overwhelming emotional override where it's just no filter kind of thing. And we're having a hard time, Gemini, navigating our emotions and keeping them in balance and not being reactive versus responsive. I am going to pull a card for you, dear Gemini, from the Divination of the Ancients, and let's see what this message is for you. If you want to book your one-on-one with me, karmaondeck.com. For those of you on Instagram, please join me on my YouTube channel, Karma on Deck, and you can see the picture-in-picture and take a look at what the cards look like in dynamic. Plus, I would really love your company there. It's one of my favorite platforms. All right, so here is your reading here. Illusion. Ah! Hot damn, I love it. Okay, so hydromancy. Hydromancy talks about illusion, and it's also about like when you look into something in divine, right? So illusion, like two things that this could be, right? One could come from this place where we're holding that image up for others to see, and it's getting exhausting. It's going to wear you down, not being authentic, or it's going to wear you down, not really having any authentic conversations about what's going on and what's driving you. However, illusion, and it's funny to me that I pulled this card because I just gave you a little mini lecture about how you're presenting yourself. Not good, bad, or indifferent. Just, you know, struggling with what it is we want to be and holding that up, but at the same time worrying about like what you're striving to be and how it's perceived. But illusion, where does the illusion lie? Is it with the individuals you're experiencing? Are they delusional and you're kind of following along like a puppy? Or are you sitting in that place where it's time to get out of the matrix and be a little more real? Let me know how that reading came out for you, whether you felt that was valuable. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. Tomorrow I will be coming back. Let me take a peek here. So tomorrow will be Cancer, Leo, Virgo, if I can get through 3. And by the end of the week, we should have all 12 videos done. So thank you. Love and light, guys.